Did you know that most salespeople fail and don't close more deals because they don't have a script or a process or a system in place that they could repeat every single time to get them from open to close? I'm going to teach you the system that we have at Elite Resolutions and my businesses to just make sure that when there is someone that is interested, we go through a step-by-step process to close that deal. I'm going to teach you that right now in 3, in 2, in 1. What's up, advocates? My name is Vince Perri and welcome to the Commercial Claim Show, and I am so excited about the topic that we have for you today. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to our show. This is Beyond the Claim, where we talk about all things sales, marketing, systems, processes, leadership, mindset, and everything that you could possibly get to level up your career, your business, public adjusters, entrepreneurs, whatever it is. My name is Vince Perri. I've got 15 years of entrepreneur experience as a public adjuster. Actually, I run 3 companies at the moment and looking to acquire more. So I want to basically do whatever I can to help just the overall industry out, level up any way that they can. And what I want to talk about today is a sales system that, quite frankly, I think is phenomenal. I've used it myself. I've trained salespeople with it, and quite frankly, it works pretty well almost all the time if you actually follow it. Shout out to my coach, Dan Martell, who actually came up with this. It's a rocket selling system. It's something similar that we're doing. I'm going to change it up a little bit, but I think you're going to like it. I think you're going to like it because what it does is it gives you some structure. It gives you some structure so you could basically have a system in place for your salespeople or for yourself if you're going out and you're cold calling, you're door knocking, or you've just got a potential lead. You want to make sure you're going to get something out of this video that you're going to actually implement today, immediately. I guarantee that. And I know which part it's going to be, but I still think what is good about this is just a couple of things. The first thing is the fact that it gives you a system and you can create a script and you can follow that, and then you can train other salespeople to do it every single time. And if they don't do it, well, guess what? And they're not closing, then they got to go back to the actual system that you've put in place that we're going to teach you here to actually close those deals and ultimately make more money. So I want to take you through the 3-step process of what we do here. So, my first job, one of my first jobs, it was probably my first job in college. I had a couple of jobs in high school, but one of my first jobs, my first sales job was actually down in Miami, Florida, and I was selling season tickets for Florida International University. And we were cold calling. That's all we would do. I would just literally get a list of alumni and people who graduated from the university, and I would try to sell football season tickets. It was the first time, it was the inaugural season of the football team. Actually, I believe it was the second season. The inaugural season was the season before, and they went 0-12. They didn't win a single game, and they were, frankly, terrible. And my job was to try to sell season tickets. Now, I thought it was a great deal. I think one of the most important things in sales is you have to really believe in what you are selling. That is something my father taught me, and that is something a lot of people told me. If you don't believe, if you're a public adjuster, if you don't believe in the fact that as a public adjuster, you can provide service and help and assistance and ultimately get them more money and give them a nice, clean road to the end, then guess what? You should not be selling that at all. You should not be even offering your services. If you sell a product and you just think it's a shitty product and it's not going to go well, then you probably shouldn't sell it. It's not only that you shouldn't sell it, but you're probably not going to be successful. So let's start there. The reason why I was so successful selling those season tickets, even though the football team was terrible, was because it was buy one, get one free for $100. So, I would try to talk to the clients, which we're going to get to. Qualifying is number 1. But I would talk to the clients and find out, what do you do? What do you do for a living? Do you like football? This and that. And I would have a different sales approaches depending on the client because I would ask them, about them. Like, what is it that you do? What are your issues? What are your pain points? Which is what we're going to get to. And once I find out more about them and I feel that they are a good person to actually purchase this product, then the sale is easy. And I used to tell people, for buy one, get one free for $100, you don't even have to go to a single game. You can give them out as gifts. I remember that. That was like the best sales pitch ever. And then anyway, I ended up being the top-notch salesperson at Florida International University for an entire year. And I ended up getting all the great leads, and it was just a whole thing. So let's get into it, guys. I just want to tell you a brief story about a little bit of my sales experience and how much I love it and what I learned back in the day, back in college. And ever since then, sales and sales tactics and sales strategy and just sales skills is by far the most important thing that you need as an entrepreneur if you're going to be successful. Because if you want to grow your business, you have to build relationships, and you need sales, and you need money to actually grow. So let's get right into it. It's a 3-prong approach, guys. Step number 1. The first thing you have to do is you have to qualify. It's called qualifying. All right, you have to make sure that you qualify the client. You almost have to interview the client. So if you're a public adjuster and you're going door knocking after a fire or after a storm or anything like that, first of all, they have to have damage, right? Second of all, they have to know exactly what you do. And then third of all, they have to mainly just have an issue and have an actual claim. So if they don't have a good claim, if the damage is not enough, or if it's a total loss and you feel that maybe you can't help, even though I don't believe in that, or whatever it is, if you just feel as you interview them and you find out questions that they're not the right person, then that's it. Stop the sales pitch. You're done. If you get leads over the phone by Google My Business, again, in claims, and you find out, you have to qualify them, especially in claims. A lot of times there's no coverage. A lot of times there's not enough damage, or a lot of times maybe it's just not worth your time or their time to actually file a claim. So you have to qualify them. If we're talking about a product, if we're talking about a service, let's say we're talking about a coaching service, okay? If they've already got millions of dollars and they're very successful, then they might not be suited for your coaching program or whatever it is that you might offer. You have to qualify them. You have to audition them. And you have to have some questions in place that you could ask, depending on what you do, to just determine whether or not this is going to be a good fit or not. That's right. It sounds crazy, but your sales pitch is going to be so much harder if you're selling a menswear product to a female. Unless, of course, they're looking for something to buy for their husband or their boyfriend, right? But if they're not and they're single and they're just always going out with the girls, guess what? And you find that out halfway through your pitch, that's not going to go well. They're probably not going to buy. So unless you can switch it around. So it's very, very important that you qualify the client, okay? Guys, this is Vince Perri again, the Commercial Claims Advocate. I really hope that you're enjoying this content so far, because wait until you see what happens next. Stay tuned. Everybody needs an attorney on their side. So whether you're a public adjuster, a contractor, or anyone else in the insurance claims business, make sure that you have an attorney that you could rely on, that you can go to for questions whenever you need it. That guy for me for the last 12 years has been David Farber. David Farber is the owner of the Farber Law Firm, and he has been there for me from the beginning of my career until now. And I would love for him to be able to help you as well. So make sure you call him at this number here and visit his website so you can learn more about the amazing David Farber of the Farber Law Firm. Ask them questions, all right? Who are you? What do you do? How long have you been doing it? What's your revenue size? Let me take a look at your policy. Do you even have an insurance policy? Are you covered? Whatever that may be, you have to make sure that this is going to be the right fit for you, okay? Then once you get there, then you can go into the next step of your pitch. But you have to have some qualifying questions in place, which I would recommend you just ask ChatGPT, what are some good qualifying questions for my particular service of public adjusting for a fire claim? What are some good qualifying questions for a roof leak claim? You're going to have to find out, and there's going to be set questions that we've got as well to make sure that it's actually a good claim. We have, when a claim comes in, guys, for us, we have basically someone who already has a list of things that they need before we could even start qualifying. So our first qualifying stage is send me the photos and send me the information. Then someone will call you and will qualify you over the phone, and then from there we will decide whether we're going to move on or not. So think about that. But if you're cold calling, you're doing outbound, okay, and you've got cold leads, you might be calling somebody who's just not. So have your list of questions first, and then you want to ask them at the end, is it okay that we proceed with letting you know how I can help? Is it okay that we can move forward with this? Are you okay with, ask them for permission. That's the thing. Ask them for permission to continue to talk and to have this conversation so that you can tell them about your services and your product and what you offer. Ask them for permission. Once they say yes, you are in. So that's very important. So that's a qualifying stage. The next one is my favorite. The next one is the part that you're going to like the most. It's called the gap. What is the gap? The gap is the space between where they are now and where they want to be, right? They're in pain right now. They don't know what's going on. They've just lost their house after a fire, or they've got acne all over their face and they need a solution to fixing their face, or they're a contractor and they work insurance claims and they can't settle it. And what is the solution? Like, what is the promised land? You have to find that out. Where do you want to get to? Okay, you lost your house in a fire, okay? But maybe their promised land is, maybe it is a new home. Maybe it's to fix their home. Maybe it's to just find temporary solution right now to live someplace for their family. Maybe it's to sell their home. They don't want anything. Maybe it's their contents. What is the promised land that they're looking to get to? And this is the gap. This is where you come in. All right, so we have to now, basically, the idea is to really lean into the gap, okay? Really try to, okay, let's start asking questions about this pain. Okay, have you ever filed an insurance claim before? What exactly have you lost? You don't have a place to stay? Oh no, that's not good. If you have a solution for that, you're gonna wanna eventually provide that. Have you ever gone through an insurance claim before? Do you understand what the process is like? Let me tell you how painful this process is going to be if ultimately you don't hire our services. Understanding their pain in the moment and getting a clear vision as to where they want to go allows you to now position your service or your product as the solution to that pain to get them to the promised land. But you cannot position yourself. You cannot offer exactly what it is and how your service or your product could actually solve that until you actually find out. So that's why the qualifying is so important, and that's why identifying the gap is so important. You have to find out what their pain points are. My favorite example, guys, is when you're speaking to a contractor. A lot of public adjusters watch this show, and you guys want more referral partners. Yes, of course you want more claims, but you understand that a strategic referral partner that can give you unlimited amount of claims is really where it's at. And a lot of times it's going to be general contractors. When you sit down with a general contractor, you must sit down and ask questions. You've already qualified them. You already know that they work in insurance claims, and they're good to go. Boom, you're good. Do you give me permission to tell you how I can help so I can find out more information? Yes? Awesome. What's the issues? Where's the pain? What are you looking like 10 years from now? What does your business look like at the end of the year? What kind of revenue do you want to make at the end of the year? How many claims did you file last year? Do you want to file more claims this year? What does that look like? What were your settlement rates last year? What is the settlement rates? What do you want them to look like this year? I see you're struggling and you can't get these claims past the denial phase, or you're failing on supplements, okay? What do you want that to look like at the end of the year? Now you've identified, is it a supplement problem? Is it an estimate problem? Is it a denial problem? I'm talking to the public adjusters here, guys. If you want more referral partners, you have to talk to the contractors and find out what their pain is. Do you have a solution to that pain? If the contractor says, well, I don't even work insurance claims, get out of there. That's not a referral partner for you. It's okay to talk to 10 contractors that don't work claims and then talk to that one that does, and then that's all you need. I have scaled my business with one contractor at a time. So don't feel bad. If you're talking to a contractor, find out the pain points, find out the gap, and make sure that we're going to get to the last part, which is the solution. You're going to implement and position your service and your product as the viable solution to their pain, to the gap. You are going to get them to the promised land, which leads me to step number 3. It is the solution. It is basically, now we're going to talk about me a little bit. All right. So the first thing that I like to say when I start talking about me and about my service is what makes me different. That's my favorite thing. What is it that makes me different? I call it the 3 uniques. Every one of you should have not 1, not 2, but 3 unique things that make you different than anybody else that offers your service, okay? I will tell you mine very simply. Number 1 is I've got 15 years of experience. Number 2, I've got a team of administrators that have been working with me for 4 to 5 years that know everything there is to know about claims, that will not allow your claim to fall away. We will keep pushing it forward until the end. And we've got a contents team that is second to none. Those are my 3 uniques. Now, if you're new as a public adjuster or you're new as a business owner and you're like, well, I don't have any experience. I don't have a team of admins. I'm just by myself. I don't have a uniques. Yeah, you do. What makes you different, guys? Are you very punctual and always on time? Do you have construction experience? Were you an independent adjuster in the past? So you've got some experience about policy. If you're just whatever, just think of something, guys. You could think of anything. Every one of us is unique. It doesn't have to always be in relation to the business. Again, I love using the punctual, all right? I always answer my phone, okay? A lot of business people don't always answer their phone, but maybe you do because you probably don't have that much business. What is it that makes you unique? That's very important that you just lean into. That is the first thing. Then you really just talk about it, what it is that you do, and everything needs to be, every single service or whatever it is that you are, the product that you are quote unquote offering, needs to lean into the gap, guys. Please remember, you're not going to say, if the guy's got an estimator on staff, how your estimates and your estimating services are the best. No. We need to lean in. Make sure that whatever it is that you're offering, everything that you say around it leans into the pain, leans into the gap. Like, that's the most important thing that you have to do. Then we try to get to the close. But before you get to the close, I want you to ask 2 things, okay? The first thing I want you to ask is, what did you think? What was your favorite part? What was your favorite part about the service? What was your favorite part about this product and everything that I just showed you? Boom. Great. Now, do you have any more questions? Then the objections start coming. Do you have any further questions? You answer the objection. But do you have any further questions? You answer the objection. You want to ask that until they have no more questions, they have no more concerns, and they have no more objections. Right after that, you make the offer. You send the link. You put the contract in front of them. They have to sign. They have to pay. Right there, you close on the spot. Do not give them any more time. Last thing I'm going to suggest before we close this show. I would make another offer on top of the offer. Something special. Like if you pay today, I'm going to offer you X. If you sign this contract today, I'm not only going to do what I said I'm going to do, but I'm also going to give you this. Give them something extra to get them to sign right there on the spot, okay? Your worst case scenario, if you don't close because they're not interested and they don't want to do right now, they don't want to make the commitment, they don't want to sign, you want to do something that's called BAM fam. You want to book a meeting after the meeting. Book a meeting after the meeting. Do not walk away without actually having another date, whether that's a phone call or an in-person or virtual. Do not leave. If they're not ready, you need to book a call, okay, for that meeting, to close them, to try to close them again. It's called BAM fam. Okay? That's it. That's what we got, guys. So that's what it is, guys. It's qualifying. It's identifying the gap, and it's providing them with the solutions so that you can make the offer and close the deal. So make sure, guys, you just stop wasting time. Stop wasting time on trying different things and learning all. I just gave you the blueprint of what you need. From there, you can basically plug everything that I said, right? Or everything, you get a summary, plug it into ChatGPT and have it create a script for the qualifying, have it create a script for the gap, have it create a script for the solution, and you've officially got your sales script that you want to use every single time. You've got a system in place and you've got a script in place that you could use every single time. If you're struggling to close deals, guys, I want to try to help you. So I want you to click on the link below. I'm going to provide you with a free guide of just a simple step-by-step system that we put together on making sure that you close the deal. All right? It's our own little script. It's our own little system that we've got put in place that you could use to go ahead and close the deals as well and take it to the next level. So I want you to go download that so that you can have it in your file system and get it going. We're going next level, guys. This is beyond the claim. We're talking to everybody, all right? For now, entrepreneurs, we're talking to business people, we're talking to just people in pain who really want to go scale, grow their business. Public adjusters, you know, that's always going to lean on you guys to make sure that we go next level so that we can let everybody know that we actually exist. Click on the link, follow my show, subscribe, share this video with everyone because I'm telling you, anybody that you know that's in business, entrepreneurship, or whatever it is, they're going to get something out of this sales video. Like sales is so important. If you do not know sales, you will fail. If you do not get sales, you do not make revenue. So let's go. I want you to get this video. If you're paid for the version of YouTube, download it. I want you to share it. Share it on your social media. But subscribe and do whatever you can. And click that link below so that we can help you out with your business. And if you want to book a call with me, please click on the Calendly link below and you can go ahead and book a call and we can see how I can help. Thank you very much, guys. My name is Vince Perri, and that's our show. Thank you, guys. See you next week. Peace out. Well, I hope you learned a lot of that show. There is so much in store for you in this channel. If you just fall into that rabbit hole, we've been doing this for 4 years. Click on one of these links here in front of you and see how much more you can learn on the Commercial Claim Show.